Right now on the CBS3 News at 6, those in two harbors may soon see their natural gas bill spike, how city leaders are responding. Plus, Republican lawmakers in Michigan are protesting against the governor, what they're calling for. And Congressman Pete Stauber hosts a community conversation in Aurora on mining. We break down his message.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm John Cardinale. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is off tonight. Utility customers in two harbors may soon see a spike in their natural gas bills by as much as a few $100s. And it's an example of just one city impacted by February's devastating weather in the south. CBS 3's Peter Kevakowskis tells us how city officials there are responding.
The average natural gas bill here in Two Harbors is $175, but soon that could be going up towards $600, according to a letter sent out to city residents. The price surge, according to a letter from the city administrator, the mayor, and the council president, says as a result of the cold snap in mid-February, many refineries were forced to go offline just as demand was rising. The mayor of Two Harbors, Chris Swanson, says that the city and the city council are working hard to combat the issue as best they can.
The city, right away, once we figured out what had happened, we got together and immediately took and said anything that we are charging above the MCF, we're not going to charge that to the utility customer. And then we also are allowing people to pay out over 12 months finance.
The city says they will allow residents to repay the bill within a 12-month period with no penalty, and will also allow residents to enter a budget plan with the city.
All right, thanks, Peter. And Minnesota's top lawmakers are excited to put new federal relief dollars to good use. The governor and lieutenant governor were joined by U.S. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith at the Mall of America this morning. The Democratic leaders praised the passage of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, which in part delivers funding for the state's COVID vaccine response. Klobuchar believes this money provides a new hope for Minnesotans, something she also stated during her trip to Duluth on Sunday.
Liked what the mayor of Duluth said. We see this as a lighthouse. There is a lighthouse in front of us that's blinking good things for our country. If we keep our act together, we're going to see that lighthouse and things are going to be back to normal.
The state is expecting to receive nearly $2.6 billion from the legislation. $2.1 billion is on its way to Minnesota cities and counties. Minnesota's new relaxed COVID restrictions go into effect today. Minnesotans can now gather with up to 50 people outdoors and 15 indoors without household limits. Bars and restaurants can welcome 75% capacity with a limit of 250 people. Bars will also be now able to seat parties up to 4. Gyms and fitness centers will be able to allow 50% capacity. The governor says these eased restrictions are due to a continued drop in cases and vaccine distribution across the state. Meanwhile, a group of Michigan's Republican lawmakers gathered today in front of the Detroit Tigers ball field to urge Governor Gretchen Whitmer to ease COVID-19 restrictions and increase stadium capacity. Comerica Park in Detroit is expected to admit just 1,000 fans on opening day on April 1st. That's based on a health order issued by Whitmer's health department. That's about 2.4% of the stadium's capacity. Ted Goodman, a spokesman for the Michigan Republican Party, used Florida as a comparison.
We're seeing 2,000 fans allowed in a stadium of 8,500, so it's about 23.5% capacity. For opening day here in Detroit on April 1st, as of now, they're only allowing 1,000 fans.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer's office said Monday the state health department has had talks with the team to find a safe path forward to expand capacity limits at the stadium. The Detroit News reports that Michigan lags behind some nearby states in terms of the number of fans allowed. For example, here in Minnesota, 10,000 fans will be allowed to see the Twins season opener. Mental health among teens has been deteriorating during the pandemic. At least parents think so. A survey conducted in Michigan shows as many as 46% of parents say their teens have shown new or worsening mental health symptoms. It appears to be considerably worse for girls. 1 in 3 of the parents involved in the survey say their daughter's anxiety has gotten worse. 1 in 5 parents of teenage boys say the same. Researchers believe it's due to a decrease in socialization. More than half the surveyed parents said their kids' symptoms improved when they relaxed rules and let them socialize more with their peers. Shifting gears now, we'll check in Dave with weather. Dave, a live look there. That roadway's looking pretty empty.
Yeah, it really is. That's a look at what's going on around the Cotton area. And is this thing on? I hear it is. All right. Thanks for putting up with a dead battery there, folks. Now, let's talk about this live look at what's going on just south of Cotton. I went up there this weekend hoping for one last snowmobile ride and was disappointed by seeing snow conditions like that. So no more rides for me, at least not this week. We're getting a little light stuff tonight thanks to a big monster system well to our south, but the monster snow will stay south of the Twin Cities, and up here, we'll get a dusting to maybe an inch at best. North of Duluth, maybe nothing at all. And the chance for any precip payoff around the region tonight only ranges from 30 to 40%. So after tonight's light snow chance and a low of near 25, we stay mostly cloudy most of the day on Tuesday, but we rise back up towards 40 degrees. Today, for example, it was only 34 in Duluth, but back to the 40s tomorrow. Perhaps back to the 50s by next weekend. Not boding well for winter sports enthusiasts, but for folks who like spring, it's a sign. We'll talk about those signs for the next 7 days in more detail coming up here in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Moving mining forward. That was the goal of Congressman Pete Stauber's roundtable discussion on the Iron Range earlier today. And CBS3 Emma Quinn has more from Aurora.
8th Congressional District Representative Pete Stauber heard community input on the industry, and he plans to bring those goals and comments back to Washington, D.C. Stauber and community members discussed mining critical minerals here on the Iron Range and how they can set an example for the rest of the industry across the country. This discussion comes after what Stauber called the Biden administration's attack on mineral and energy development in Minnesota and nationwide. Meanwhile, Stauber said he's willing to work with any administration as long as they follow the science.
Remember, the Trump administration talked about their critical minerals executive order. That was an emergency executive order to say critical minerals are a big part of our mining industry. And all indications are that the Biden administration is going to be thinking the same way.
Stauber was recently named the Republican leader on the House Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources. And John Stauber says he's hopeful that the labor laws and regulations here in northeastern Minnesota will bring more people to the Iron Range and continue to grow the mining industry.
All right, thanks, Emma. Jury selection is entering its second week in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin. 7 jurors have been chosen so far to hear evidence in Chauvin's trial. The makeup so far includes 5 men and 2 women. 4 are white, 1 is mixed race, 1 is black, and 1 is Hispanic. Attorneys will continue the process of questioning jurors one by one today. They need to pick 14 people. 12 will deliberate, and 2 will be alternates. The attorney for George Floyd's family says the $27 million settlement by the city of Minneapolis is the largest pretrial civil rights settlement ever. The attorney said Friday the settlement, quote, sends a powerful message that black lives do matter and police brutality against people of color must end. As the trial carries on into its second week, various law enforcement agencies held a press conference to give the public an update on Operation Safety Net, where they reassured the public things are peaceful in the cities.
I've heard a lot through the past presentations and today it's about the information. With the information we have today is things are peaceful, and our operational plan is around the information we have. As information changes, if it does, our operational plan changes to adjust, to respond, to make sure our residents are safe.
Inks added the St. Paul Fire Department is trained, organized, and ready to respond if any issue arises. Those protesting the Enbridge Line 3 replacement project are getting support this week from activist and actress Jane Fonda.
That company, Enbridge, it's a foreign company. It's bringing oil from Canada.
Fonda posted this video to Instagram this morning during her 2-day visit to the project site in northern Minnesota. She's joining the Ojibwe water protectors and calling for officials to halt the project. The group claims the project is violating civil rights and constitutional rights. Just last Thursday, Enbridge announced it had completed 50% of the project. More than 20 federal, state, and local permits and approvals were needed prior to the construction of the pipeline. In an effort to get ahead of schedule, the Soo Locks will open 12 hours early this year. The 2021-22 Great Lakes shipping season will get underway at noon on Wednesday, March 24th. The early opening is due to requests from the shipping industry to ensure raw materials reach their customers in a timely manner. Workers are already working to rewater the PO lock, the system's largest lock, in preparation for next week's opening. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, the show must go on for the Duluth Air Show, how they plan to keep attendees safe.
Today's record high temp is 64 from 2015. Well, today we shaved 30 degrees off of that and came up with 34, which is normal. Some towns today away from the lake were a little bit warmer than normal, but I think the rest of us will follow suit by tomorrow. So a 2-day cool down is what we had. Another warm spell's coming our way. And in between, we've got wedged in a slight chance for light snow tonight. We'll talk about the odds coming up after the break.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
It's Slumberland's Build Your Room sale. Look what you can get for just $20, $30, or $40 a month. How about two of these for just $30 a month when you spend $1,800 and pay no interest for 5 years?
Well, hello, Slumberland.
I'm Carrie Harris, owner of Diabetic and Comfort Shoes. We have been in business in the Northland, helping you with your everyday foot problems stemming from diabetes to plantar fasciitis for the past 17 years. Stop in and see the complete line of men's and women's shoes, from SAS to Allegria to Vionic, for those millions of people battling plantar fasciitis. And we still have a great selection of comfortable shoes for diabetics, Medicare and Minnesota healthcare approved. Remember, no foot problem is too big or too small. We'll find the way to your soul.
Have you been thinking about selling your home? If you've been putting off some of those interior projects, now is the perfect time to start setting goals for yourself before the busy spring selling season. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for a list of ideas on what to organize, clean, or upgrade in order to get the biggest bang for your buck. Ready to sell now? Don't wait till spring. Inventory is still low and homes are selling fast. Call to schedule a private consultation with the JS Realty team.
Play It Again Sports in Duluth is the only location north of the Twin Cities where you can get a free CCM skate foot scan. Find the right skates the first time with this precise measurement. Play It Again Sports has skates and equipment for any skater. Stop in today.
The new Kubota LX Series, built with comfort and versatility to outlast any job on the list. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Bullet Gentleman.
Black Bear Casino Resort invites you to find your own pot of gold at the end of the rainbow with Lucky Leprechauns. Saturdays in March from 6 to 9 p.m., 4 Lucky Leprechaun winners will be selected for a chance to win up to $3,000. That's a total of 16 winners each Saturday and $22,250 in cash prizes. Earn entries starting Sunday, February 28th. And for more information, visit blackbearcasinoresort.com. Be a Lucky Leprechaun Saturdays in March and make the Bear your place.
Oh, I'm back. Hey, Dylan, need a mattress? Look what you can get at Slumberland for just $20, $30, $40 a month.
I love choices.
And you'll pay no interest for 5 years. The huge Sealy sale at Slumberland Furniture.
I want all hands on deck.
What do you say? Challenge accepted? I can do this.
Don't be afraid.
5-year-old is abducted from the cabin.
The longer she's gone, worse her chances get.
I like this woman. She's got game.
See you tomorrow. I have faith we're going to catch these guys.
We got this.
New FBI and FBI Most Wanted. Watch Tuesday, 9/8 Central on CBS.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, on Saturday, high temperatures went into the 50s, and I hear even 60s for some towns. Then temperatures took a bit of a nosedive on Sunday back towards normal. And today we go in and look and see that the normal temperatures clung to the lakeshore today, and that means 34 is the norm. So Duluth, Hermantown hit that dead on, and up to Gunflint we hit that as well. Ashland was just 1 degree off. Farther inland, though, it was still warmer than normal, from 40 to about 45 degrees. Well, as tomorrow unfolds, we're going to get everybody into the range of 40 to 45, and that's just the start of another trip towards the 50s by next weekend. And tonight, of course, it could be cool enough with lows in the 20s for most towns for a little light snow, especially in the southern half of our region, which we'll talk about after this look at the current conditions. 30 degrees at the airport in Duluth, 61% for the relative humidity. Easterly wind running 11 miles per hour, and 30.16 inches of mercury is the barometric pressure reading. Just low enough for some clouds and a chance for some very light snow. If it was a lower pressure reading, we had more lift, maybe we could crank out more snow, but at this stage of our wintertime game, some people might be happier we're not going to get that much. All right, current temps, 35 to 38 in the Upper Peninsula, and we're looking at a wide range of 39 to 31 in Wisconsin. Cool spot Superior, warm spot Solon Springs just down the road there on 53. Up the North Shore, 28 to about 32. East Central Minnesota, 30 to 32. And up north, well, 37 to about 45 degrees. And International Falls is the hot spot in the mid-40s. We're getting towards that time of year when the ice box goes on defrost. And folks there become the warmest in our region because they're the farthest away from Lake Superior. Turnabout being fair play in the weather game. All right, things are turning about towards the cloudy side here tonight as a big low pressure system to the south is bringing a heavy chance of snow, or a chance of heavy snow for southern Minnesota, southern Wisconsin, and maybe trying to push towards the Twin Cities. But here in our part of the country, higher pressure is at the same time counterbalancing the northern progression of this low pressure system centered in Nebraska. So by splitting the difference, we'll get the cloudier sky, and we have a chance for light snow, again, especially east central Minnesota, head of the lakes, Wisconsin, and the UP. Iron Rangers, folks in the Arrowhead, may not get anything at all. And then once we get into, if not tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday, higher pressure dries us up, clears us up, and warms us up after we get a little dusting of snow tonight like this. From Duluth to the south, maybe 2/10 to about a ½ inch in Moose Lake. Maybe even managing 1/10 of an inch towards Hibbing and Two Harbors. And now it looks like the 2/10 zone has moved up towards Grand Rapids. But bottom line, up near the Canadian border, it may be a whole lot to do about nothing. And that's going to be about it for precip chances for the week ahead. Tonight in Minnesota, 30% chance for that snow. Low temps will run, I'm thinking 19 up the Gunflint to 30 right by Park Point, with everyone else, of course, being in the middle. And Wisconsin, Michigan, low temps there in the mid-20s with the 40% chance for that light snow. UP's in that mix as well. Then it becomes dry but mostly cloudy for tomorrow with Wisconsin, Michigan highs in the low 40s. Minnesota high temps could be in the upper 30s right by the lake, but low 40s inland with a mostly cloudy sky. And again, it looks like International Falls will be the warmest spot here in our region. Eyeing up the extended forecast here, the higher pressure coming in after this little baby low, or a little bit of lower pressure for us tonight, brings us sunshine through Saturday. Sunday's a 40% chance for rain showers, John, and rain showers because I think we get into the 50s again for the weekend and even hold on to that range of temperatures through Monday.
Hey, no complaints here with this forecast. I'm liking those 50s towards the end of the week, Saturday, Sunday, though. That's great.
Yeah, I guess it's time for me to pat my old sled goodbye, put her under her tarp, and wait for next October.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Dave. Organizers of the Duluth Air Show say the event will take to the skies this summer. Up to 10,000 people can attend the Duluth Air Show per day this summer. Organizers say the air show places a high priority on the safety of its performers and spectators and will continue to work closely with the state to ensure compliance with all mandates, including mask wearing and social distancing. The air show is expected to take place at the end of June. For a record 5th time, Dallas CV has won the Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race. He and his team of sled dogs finished the race this morning in Alaska. The shortened race took 7 days, 14 hours, 8 minutes, and 57 seconds. The race is normally 1,000 miles, but was shortened this year to 850 miles because of the pandemic. Duluthian Gunnar Johnson had to bow out of the race after testing positive for COVID-19. Bear Grease runner-up Ryan Reddington is currently in 7th place. And ahead in sports, the UMD men's hockey team is in the NCHC playoffs this afternoon, facing the St. Cloud State Huskies for the 7th time this year. Tom Hansen has more on the quarterfinal in sports when we return.
Get
your Crestline boat at RJ's Sport Recycle.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Circulate the air in your home with an attractive new fan from Menards. Check out our wide selection of Hunter ceiling fans and save 11%. These fans provide comfort year-round and can be easily installed. From a traditional look to modern flair, Hunter fans will fit any style in any room of your house. Get this Aegis ceiling fan in a matte black finish for $99.99 after sale price and 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Did you know that over 90% of today's top-rated television shows can be watched for free, including live sports, news, and the hottest sitcoms, all for free with TV Freeway Gold. Simply plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite HD broadcast television shows free. TV Freeway Gold uses premium gold-plated connectors, giving you high-quality signal transfer so you can watch all your major channels all in high definition, absolutely free, anywhere you want, even on your boat. So you can cut the cord and get TV the freeway with TV Freeway Gold for only $19.99 for free TV forever. But when you order now, you can get a second TV Freeway Gold for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee and we'll ship them both to you free. But you have to order now.
Call 1-800-408-5417. That's 1-800-408-5417. Or visit tvfreewaygold.com. Order now.
Your aviation career is ready for takeoff. Join us for Lake Superior College's Aviation Open House on Friday, March 19th, 3 to 6 p.m. Tour LSC's Center for Advanced Aviation and learn about exciting programs like Professional Pilot and Aviation Maintenance Technician. RSVP today.
Greg ended up being a fantastic candidate for a partial knee replacement. We have the advantage here at Memorial Medical Center to use Corey, which is a robotic platform for doing knee replacement. In Greg's case, the system allows us to go in, we do a 3D mapping of his actual knee. Then we can do a simulated knee replacement where we can change the size of the components, the type of component that we're going to put in. We can change the position of the components in 0.5 millimeter increment and 0.5 degree. It gives us a level of input and information that we never had before.
Shop Arrowhead Supply now and get some of our most popular stressless designs for less. Save $500 on a stressless wing recliner in our best-selling Paloma grade leather and up to 20% on select sofas now.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $400 a month as a new donor while saving lives. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
March is Women's History Month, and all throughout the month on CBS3 this morning, we'll be highlighting women in history who have made a difference. So be sure to tune in every morning at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
There's a fantastic history between UMD and St. Cloud State in the NCHC Frozen Face-Off. Last time those two teams met, it was a double overtime thriller on their way to the 2019 National Championship. They meet again this afternoon in the Frozen Face-Off semifinals. Huskies got on the board first in this contest. UMD has an answer, though. Kobe Roth, right place, right time. As you can see in the first, all tied up at 1 apiece. But the Huskies get a power play near the end of the first. There's a battle in front of the net. Kevin Fitzgerald puts it away. St. Cloud State leads it 2-1 after 1. And then in the second, Bulldogs answer the call once again. The Kobe show continues. Kobe, Bender, all tied up 2-2. And here's how things ended. Chase Brandt, wraparound. The play continues, but they went back to take another look and deemed the puck did cross the line under Ryan Fante's goaltending pads. St. Cloud State led 3-2 after 2. St. Cloud State hangs on for that 3-2 win, advancing to the Frozen Face-Off Finals. UMD will now await an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. And for the first time since March of 2017, the UMD women's and men's hockey teams have playoff games on the same day. The women out in Erie, Pennsylvania for the opening round of the NCAA tournament tonight. One of just 8 teams remaining in the pursuit of a national championship in women's hockey. The 5-seed Bulldogs are taking on 4-seed Colgate. UMD hasn't won a national title since 2010 in Minneapolis when they brought home their 5th championship in program history. It's their first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2017 at AMSA Arena. This will also be UMD's longest road trip of the season after flying out of Duluth on Friday.
It does have a more obvious tournament feel, but also a special feel. So I think it's great. I think it's really hard to get to this point in your season, and that's how it should feel. So I kind of like it. We'll see where it goes down the line from here, but I think it's great so far.
The puck has dropped out in Erie. They are underway. The winner now will head to the Frozen Four, which will be later this week. No score, UMD and Colgate. By the way, that's where head coach Maura Kroll played her college hockey, is at Colgate. Again, much more on this game coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. It's, of course, March Madness season as well for basketball teams. The Gophers didn't quite make the cut this year, but the Badgers are dancing their way to Indiana for the NCAA tournament. Wisconsin's 18th trip to the big dance in the last 20 years. They're one of 9 Big Ten teams that made it to the tournament, more than any other conference this season. Badgers were placed in the South region as a 9th seed. They'll take on North Carolina, who's an 8th seed. It's been a relatively down year for both sides, who have been accustomed to high seeds and big moments over the past decade or so. Wisconsin plays on Friday night. Playing games start on Thursday. And, John, just want to say thank you very much for having me back. It seems great to be back here in the family at CBS3 Duluth, and great to be with you and Dave. And it's a lot of fun being back, brings back a lot of memories, and great being back here with you today.
And Tom, we're happy to have you, a local legend in sports, so we're going to enjoy having you here this week. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Looking forward to it.
And before we, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, as the Biden administration hits the road to push its massive relief plan, spring break activities become a super spreader events, and uncertainty about COVID variants are the latest concerns in the long battle against the coronavirus. We'll have the latest from Washington tonight. A Texas man has donated 120 gallons of blood. Marcos Perez says he needed a blood transfusion as a baby, and his dad's friends saved his life. He started donating himself when he was in high school and has been at it 37 years. These days, Perez gives plasma and platelets every 2 weeks here at South Texas Blood and Tissue Center in San Antonio. The facility estimates his blood has helped more than 3,000 people. And Dave, isn't that just so nice after having an own personal experience, returning the favor and giving back? That's what life's all about.
That is what life's all about, John. So hats off to that fellow for what he did. All right, what are we going to do for weather this week? Well, first we're going to get a chance for a trace to maybe an inch of snow overnight tonight, especially for the central and southern parts of our region. But by tomorrow afternoon, even though it may stay a bit cloudy, it's going to dry up and stay dry and sunny through Saturday. And I think we'll crack into the 50s come Saturday and Sunday.
All right, and that's the news for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here tonight at 10.